Hello everyone, this is the House of Misadventures, and today this is the third unboxing of the animatronics that I've gotten from Christmas, with this one being the jumping skull with Tombstone. I've always liked this animatronic back in 2014, and I was really happy to see it return. However, I just did not plan to get him because of his price. But then my family came through and bought him off of Halloween costumes for me. So now I own him, which is really cool. Uh, I think he is one of the better shopping animatronics that Spirit sold from like the 2011 to I would say 2014, 2015. This is one of the better ones. Obviously, the only one that gets sold now is the Jumping Spider, but oh well. Anyways, I'm gonna get everything out of the box now. Alright, so here's all the pieces that come with it. You have the mechanism, some of the little like feet, the skull itself, which is really cool in person. I'm pretty sure I saw this back in 2014, so it's really cool to see this in person again. And then of course the tombstone itself. So of course there's not a lot of pieces to it, but it has a bit of a setup because of the way you connect the tombstone and everything. Which, by the way, there is kind of a con already. The fact that they did not change that setup part to be able to be taken apart, it's still a permanent like connection once you put it onto like the mechanism and stuff like that, which I think it's stupid, but it's whatever. Alright, I'm gonna start setting them up now. Alright, so the first thing you had to do was put all 4 feet, including the foot with the tombstone, to the prop, the mechanism and everything. Oh, by the way, it does not come in with the adapter plugged in. I put that in already, but anyways, if you had any sort of jumping animatronic, this is really simple. So then of course the tombstone will connect to the mechanism, and then once it pops up, it will just fall like that, except much faster. But yeah, simple stuff. Alright, I'm gonna continue now. Alright, so the first thing for the next step is you wanted to connect the springs to the actual mechanism itself so that it will be able to pop up. And then after that, you just connect the body onto it. Really simple stuff. He has a lot of force, so I'm definitely gonna have to put some weight on him, so or else he'll fall over if I can find some. But yeah, really simple animatronic. Alright, let me do the next. Alright, the last step that you have to do before you connect the wires and all that is the permanent part. So there's a little like pole thing on here, and all you do is just slide it on there. But now since I did that, obviously it's never gonna come off. So, which is fine because I usually keep my smaller items out of the box and stuff like that, but I know that would be a huge problem for some people. But yeah, now that's how it works. Just the way it's connected, and then it just pushes it over because of course the skull smacks into it, but then of course the mechanism as well pushes it down. Anyways, I'm gonna plug in his wires and then plug him in. Alright, here he is fully set up. We're gonna test him now. I'm really excited to see him. Alright. Alright, seems to be working so far. Alright. He looks great. Let me turn him down a little bit. Alright, that should be good. Alright, there you go. But yeah, he looks great. Honestly, between him and the 2012 Jumping Zombie, I think those two are my favorite of the jumping the jumping characters. There we go. I don't know why I blinked for a second. But anyways, let's do it one more time. After two more times. One more time while standing up, and the other time in the dark. I know he's kind of quiet, but it's because I don't want him to be too loud to bother people. Let me just adjust him. There we go. That should work. And now, in the dark, other than my TV. Yeah, he's really cool. Let me unplug him real quick. Hey, let's talk about the pros and cons of this animatronic. Pros. He is a really good jump scare. Even with the Tombstone slowing him down, I really think that he will be effective. The audio, despite not fitting the jumping skull very well, considering it is from a bug, I do like the audio. I just wish it fit a bit more. The look on him is great, both the Tombstone and the animatronic itself. Plus the lights on him look really good as well, in my opinion, with the base lights, and then of course the actual skull itself. One of his biggest cons, other than the permanent thing with the Tombstone and everything, it's the speaker. Now I know I made him quiet for this video and stuff like that because it is a bit late and I don't want to bother anyone. It is still pretty quiet compared to her, because he doesn't have the upgraded speakers that the life size is like her and other props do. He still uses the old speaker, and it shows because of how quiet he is, because she's very close to being mute, and yet you can hear her perfectly, and the motors, you don't hear the motors. Him, on the other hand, he has to be pretty turned all the way up, or else he'll be very quiet, as you guys can see. So I think that's one of his biggest cons. Another big con is more related to Halloween costumes. Once again, he's kind of overpriced for what you get. So I definitely recommend him with a coupon or something like that. But I think he is a great return. I am very happy they decided to return him, because I think he is a great jump scare. He looks great. I love the 2014 look of the skeleton and everything. They did not change anything with that at all, basically, which was really nice. But yeah, it's very close to the original. I just wish some things would change it, such as the speakers, and that it would be permanent when you connect that one part. And of course, Halloween Costumes needs to lower his price. But other than that, this is a great return. It looks exactly like the old animatronic. I've never seen the old one back in 2014. So it's really cool to see him in person again. But yeah, that's my little video on the jumping skull of a Tombstone return from Halloween costumes. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.